October is here, and that means the Texas high school football action is getting more crucial. These are the picks. Welcome into the Picks, your guide to the Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome to Week 7 of the Texas high school football season. And I'll be honest, if you slept through the first half of the regular season, we missed you. But you're good, as long as you lock in right now. Because now we enter the real meat of the Texas high school football season. Because district play is underway basically everywhere across the state. So the games this week are not just fun and interesting to talk about and give us plenty to do on TexasFootball.com. They matter. And they're going to help determine what the playoffs look like here in a couple of weeks. Remember, there's just 5 weeks left in the regular season. These 5 weeks will determine the rest of the shape of the Texas high school football landscape. We will determine the road to AT&T Stadium over the next 5 weeks. That means there's massive games everywhere you look. We start in Tomball. 7 o'clock Friday night at Tomball ISD Stadium. It is a District 15-6A clash as the Tomball Memorial Wildcats welcome in the Klein Collins Tigers. What are the keys to this matchup? Key number 1, the Tucker Parks show. I think the Klein Collins quarterback, Tucker Parks, rules. This guy is a lot of fun to watch. If you have not seen the Western Kentucky commit, you're really missing out because he can do a little bit of everything. He's a great dual threat, but when he hangs in the pocket, he's really dangerous. And when his offensive line, which has been very good this year, gives him time, he will pick you apart. He is a dynamo back there. I'm really impressed with how much he's grown. He's a 3-year starter in this offense, and he looks like it. This offense is really starting to hum thanks in large part to Tucker Parks. This is a big game. A lot of district implications in this one, and they're going to need a big game from QB1. Can Tucker Parks step up in a big spot? Key number 2, the secretly old school Wildcats. So let's talk about Tomball Memorial, a program that's been around for about 10 years now, and you would think, oh, they're probably running some newfangled system, right? Not really. This team is about as old school as it gets because they are running game and they are defense, and they do it really well. Yes, quarterback Aiden Martin has been very good, but they hang their hat on running the ball thanks to Trevion Green. Even when you go back a couple weeks ago when they hung 79 on Klein Kane, they ran the ball for 250 yards. They averaged nearly 7 yards per carry in that game. And oh, by the way, the defense has been excellent, led by Jalen Ellis, allowing just 11 points per game. You would think that for a new program, they would have a new look, but make no mistake, this is an old school Wildcats team. Can that old school mentality win out on Friday night? In key number 3, Memorial's big moment. Tomball Memorial, state ranked, undefeated, looking good. Also, maybe, not necessarily tested. Their opponents are 8-17 on the year. They have not exactly run a murderer's row to get to this point. Now, they don't need to apologize to anybody. You are what your record says you are, and they are undefeated and state ranked. But the next 2 games, this week against Klein Collins, next week against rival Tomball, they will really tell the tale. Compare that to Collins, right? Collins has a win over a good Magnolia team, and even their loss to state-ranked Humble Summer Creek is probably the best result out of these 2 teams. So, this is a real big test here for Tomball Memorial. This will be their toughest game of the year, I think, pretty comfortably. So, is Memorial ready for their big moment? Who am I picking? I'm going with Tomball Memorial. I like the Wildcats. I'm a believer. I think that running back Trevion Green is a real game breaker there, and their quarterback Aiden Martin has been very good. Plus, their defense has been strong all year long, even against weaker opposition. Now, I think a key name to know in this one is Antoine Milan, the defensive lineman for Klein Collins. He needs to have a big game to slow down this rushing attack and make this Tomball Memorial offense one-dimensional. I think this game's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be actually a pretty low-scoring slugfest, but I think Tomball Memorial proves their worth. I think the Wildcats come away with a win. Let's go to DFW, 7 o'clock Friday night at Citibank Field in Forney. It is a state-ranked 5A Division I clash for arguably the District 7 5A Division I championship as the Longview Lobos visit the unbeaten Forney Jackrabbits. And yeah, Forney, How about that? The Jackrabbits, 7-4 in each of Coach Jeff Fleener's first 2 seasons, have exploded out of the gates at 5-0. And we knew Fleener was an offensive guru, and he looks it right now because this offense is humming. 58 points a game behind quarterback Kyle Crawford and running back Javian Osborne. This team is humming along. Defense, pretty good so far as well, but make no mistake, this week is their big test. This is the final exam as they take on a Longview Lobos team that does feel like they're really rounding into form. Running back Taylor Tatum needs no introduction at this point. I think the growth of quarterback Andrew Tutt has been a real revelation for the Lobos, and they have maybe the best pair of secondaries in the state with guys like Willie Nelson back there. This is going to be the real test for Forney. Are they for real? They get Longview coming to their barn. I think it's going to be fun, but it's a big test for this Forney defense. I think the Lobos come away with a very narrow win. Let's go east. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Jeff Traylor Stadium in Gilmer. It's a state-ranked matchup in 4A Division II as the Pleasant Grove Hawks visit the Gilmer Buckeyes. 7-4A Division II matchup here, and a district title may be on the line. Pleasant Grove's offense has really started to wake up of late. Quarterback Akari Johnson, the Arkansas commit, has been very strong of late, looks really comfortable in this offense, and the defense with their coach Josh Gibson, it kind of speaks for itself. You know what you're getting with this Hawks defense. Taking on a Gilmer team that, whoa, this offense, 52 points a game, and they are humming. Running back Will Henderson has been great. Quarterback Caden Tennyson has been excellent as well, but the defense? Gilmer's given up 50 points a game. That is not going to fly, and especially not going to fly against a good Pleasant Grove team. I think the Hawks get a win. And let's go to the Panhandle, 7 o'clock Friday night at Happy State Bank Stadium in Canyon. It is a District 2 4A Division II matchup between the Seminole Indians and the Canyon West Plains Wolves. I think the district title is on the line in this one, in this district opener, so this should be a lot of fun. You know, West Plains, still a young program, has really impressed me, and I love this young offensive core. They've got running back Jordy Hernandez, already over 1,000 yards. Sophomore quarterback Reed Macon is really impressive at the QB1 spot. This team is really starting to hum. They have actually played 3 teams in the last 4 weeks that came into the game unbeaten, including beating unbeaten state-ranked Hereford last week. Well, here comes another unbeaten team in Seminole, whose offense has been very, very strong, led by their quarterback Wyatt Holmstrom. This team is really starting to hum. The question on this game is going to be which team plays defense, and that, I think, is going to have me leaning towards West Plains. Not only are they at home, but I also think that they're a little bit more battle-tested. I think this game's really close, but I think the Wolves get the win. But those are far from the only big games in Week 7 of the Texas high school football season. Week 7, my goodness. Let's get to the lightning round. Down in the valley, I like Weslaco over Harlingen. I was so impressed with Universal City Randolph last week in their win over Blanco. I think they keep it rolling with a win over Llano. And in DFW, a matchup of unbeatens, I like Southlake Carroll over Keller. I like Toller over Coleman. I got roasted by Thrall fans last week because I picked against them. Not this week. I think they beat Holland. And down in San Antonio, I like Alamo Heights over Jefferson. I like Stratford over Farwell. Give me Santa Maria over Freer. And talk to your children about unbeaten Overton. I think they get a win over Cushing. I like San Antonio Piper over Kerrville Tivy. Give me San Antonio McCollum over San Antonio Burbank. And we're finally starting district play in the Little Southwest Conference. I like Midland Legacy over Wolfforth Friendship. I like Reagan County over Forsan. Give me Port Arthur Memorial over LaPorte. And in a game that may be too close to call, I like Leander Rouse over Belton. Malakoff keeps rolling with a win over Teague. Give me Magnolia West over rival Magnolia. And Kilgore gets by Lindale. I like Johnson City over Harper. Give me Hitchcock to stay hot with a win over Yoakum. And Hampshire Finette takes down West Orange Stark. Battle of Unbeatens in Texoma, I like Gunner over Bells. Graham stays unbeaten with a win over Wichita Falls Hershey. And another Battle of Unbeatens, a state-ranked matchup in 21-6A. I like Galena Park North Shore over Humble Summer Creek. I like Garrison over Shelbyville. El Campo beats Bay City in one of the state's oldest rivalries. And give me Fort Bend Marshall over Texas City. I like Clyde to stay perfect with a win over Vernon. I like Corpus Christi Toloso Midway to stay perfect with a win over over Alice, and give me El Paso Eastwood over El Paso Americas. Canadian beats Childress. Give me Bushland over Muleshoe, and El Paso Del Valle beats El Paso Parkland. I like Bridgeland over Cy Falls. Give me Bremond with a little bit of an upset over Chilton, and I like Duncanville to keep rolling with a win over Waxahachie. Argyle hands Lake Dallas its first loss of the year. Give me Columbus to stay perfect with a win over Hallettsville, and Burleson Centennial stays perfect with a win over Denton Ryan. Give me Bernie over Uvalde. I like Albany over Miles, and in our six-man game of the week, it's a good one. It's a rivalry matchup. I like Cherokee over Richland Springs. And those are the picks. What am I wrong about? Which games did I leave out? Leave comments down below. Don't forget that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy week 7 of the Texas high school football season. We'll see you.